they taking away the run? Basically, is that where you open it up a little bit?
They showed some stuff of loading the box a little bit, and Coach Hufford and Coach Frost kind of developed a good game plan of if they did this, we had we had something for it, and it was one of those deals that they showed us one of those looks, and we were able to just kind of throw it a little bit.
Marcus, you talked about Johnny getting in there and taking the bull by the horns, making the most of that opportunity.
Oh, he was awesome, to say the least. He was incredible, and he, like you said, he made the most of every opportunity. Every catch he made sure he finished with the ball and did the most he could do with it. And I'm so proud of that guy. As a freshman, you expected him to be wide-eyed, but he was ready to go. He was calm and collected, and he just looked like he had a lot of fun, and that's good to see.
Were you surprised what he did with the ball on the 57-yarder?
Yeah, I actually kind of was, because you see those type of things in practice, but to see it in the game is another thing, and he did an awesome job with that.
Rob, a couple weeks in a row where some of your a decent number of your incompletions are drops. How do you keep from yourself getting frustrated? How are you able to kind of find your rhythm quickly, not let that get to you? It looks like you're not making that many mistakes.
I trust these guys, and I know they'll make a play. No matter what the situation is. And, these guys, when they get the opportunity to have the ball in their hands, they're going to make the most of it. So, we don't get frustrated. We understand that, sometimes we'll get slowed up a little bit. But, once we find a rhythm, we're pretty good.
The back. Back to Johnny with the game he had today. Was that something that you guys kind of saw in the game plan would be there for you, or did it just to make itself known that there was a play to be had with him as the game went along today?
He kind of found himself open, and basically, we don't expect certain guys to get certain balls, or we don't specifically have a number set for any guy. So Johnny just kind of found his way open, and I was able to get him the ball, and he made the most of it.
Way in the back. Marcus, was there a point in the game today where you could feel that rhythm start to get going?
Yeah, definitely after the first two drives, Coach Frost, we opened up with a quick pass, and once that happened, and once the guy, I forget who it was, but we got a quick gain, and then from there I just kind of felt I was in a rhythm, and guys were getting open, and I was kind of able to find them, and once they caught the ball, they made the most of it. They went and scored touchdowns. So I think once the game rolled on, I developed in a rhythm with those guys, and they did a good job of just getting open and scoring.
Right here in the third row. 456 yards career high for you. Were you aware of how low you're throwing the ball, or did it just kind of seem like it was going?
Yeah, I had no idea. I just want to make the most of every play. So as the game wore on, I felt in a rhythm throwing. So I think Coach Hufford and Coach Frost kind of felt that too, so we kept throwing the ball. And, I wasn't totally sure how many yards. I try not to keep track of that stuff. But, it's fun. It's fun when you get to throw it around a little bit. And, those receivers did an awesome job of just making the most of every catch.
Far side. Marcus, was there something in the Tennessee film that you saw where you could exploit them through the air? It seemed like you were automatically going to the air at the get.
Not necessarily. I think, like I said, Coach Frost and Coach Hufford, they do a good job of just, figuring out a game plan. And, they had certain plays set up for certain looks. And it just kind of happened that the certain plays were throws. And, they kind of loaded the box a little bit. And, we were able to kind of exploit that, throw the ball. But, it wasn't totally specifically we were going to throw the ball. It just kind of happened that way.
Marcus, going to the bye week now, just talk about kind of where you guys are. What you like about your position?
Yeah, to start off 3-0, you feel good about it, but we haven't done really anything yet. So we're gonna take this next week and just kind of rejuvenate, get ready for the the Pac-12 season, and some of these guys will get to go home and just kind of rejuvenate a little bit and just kind of buckle down for the rest of the season.
And Coach Helfrich talks about how you like to see what the other team's doing, and sometimes things don't go perfectly. But once you guys got in rhythm, did you kind of see their confidence on defense start to go down? Were they losing that mojo and excitement they had, say, in the first quarter?
Yeah, you kind of see that, and you kind of feel that, in any game where it starts to get out of, a little out of hand, you know, they came out firing on all cylinders. You know, they did a good job of just holding us up, and you know, eventually we were able to kind of get some rhythm going, and it worked in our favor. And you know, those guys started to get a little tired, got a little gassed, and you know, we just were able to kind of keep pushing and finish drives.
You looked pretty comfortable until you got sacked. What was it like to get hit like that?
I mean, it's one of those deals. It was actually my fault. I should have slid the protection. And you know, that's what happens if you don't slide the protection, then you end up getting hit that way. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't anything too bad. It was just one of those things that I wasn't paying attention, and he got me.
Braylon Addison is in the back here for those who want to talk with Braylon.
Marcus, have you had a chance to see any other Pac-12 teams, including games or highlights? And who stands out to you, whether it be Stanford, Washington, UCLA, Arizona State, anybody?
You know, I haven't totally paid attention to it, but you know, I think UCLA's probably played pretty well. Washington obviously opened up with a big win, and we understand that, you know, it's one game at a time, and our focus is Cal. So, you know, we're going to take these next couple weeks, you know, get focused for that, and get ready for the Pac-12.
Marcus, does it excite you to hear? I mean, after this game, folks are going to really seriously start talking about you as a Heisman Trophy candidate. Does that excite you?
Not really. I think that's, you know, for me, it's that's individual accolades. That's something that, you know, especially around here, we don't even really talk about. That's not something that my focus is on. So I'm just gonna continue to do what I need to do to make this team work and to make this team be successful. And you know, that's outside noise to me, and I'm not paying attention to it.
Marcus, maybe 2/3 of your passing yards today were run after catch. Receivers did a great job of catching the ball, making plays. Obviously, Munt ran over half the team, it seemed like, on that one play. They weren't doing that as much last year, it seemed like. There's this group, I know some of the same players, they seem like they're better after the catch, or the passing game's just a little bit different, or what's going on to get them in space where they can make plays? I
think we're just able to get them in space. You know, these guys, they have the ability to turn any 5-yard out into 60-yard touchdowns, and that's the awesome part of playing this offense. You know, you get to watch DeAnthony take a 6-yard out route and turn it up, make it a 40-yard gain. And you know, we have all these types of playmakers. We just have to get them the ball, and that's why if I'm able just to kind of distribute to each and one of those guys, they'll make plays, and like you said, they'll make the huge yards after catch.
What did you see on the Huff post that there was just no one in the middle? Did you recognize that right away, that was going to be the guy to go to?
Yeah, you know, it was one of those looks that we kind of practiced all week. The safety tried to fill the box, and I mean, Josh totally beat his dude, and you know, he was wide open. I just had to get him the ball.
Sitting down in the back.
DeAnthony Thomas is in the back for those who want to talk with DeAnthony.
Talk about Josh there really quickly. Not very often you get two big receivers going over 100 yards. What did you see big out of him today?
It was he's been working so hard, and you know, it's just one of those deals that he was getting open, and you know, once he gets the ball in his hands, special to do with it, and he was able to make huge plays, and we're going to continue to need that from him, and you know, we're going to find ways to get him the ball.
We're going 2 more questions right here.
How did you find out you threw for 456? Did you know somebody tell you? Did you see it on the stat sheet?
I heard once I walked in the locker room, some of the guys were saying that I threw over 400 yards. But you know, like I said, I wasn't totally sure of it. And it's pretty cool, I guess. You know, I'm glad to hear that guys, you know, went over 100 yards, because they, you know, these receivers have worked so hard during the offseason, and you know, it's really kind of showing that, you know, it's paying off for them, and that's what I like to see.
Feel like 456 out there?
Not really, to be honest with you.
Right here, last question.
Marcus, can you step back and maybe look big picture at what you guys have done so far this year, and maybe evaluate what you guys have accomplished?
Yeah, you know, to win these first 3 out of conference games is a good, you know, foundation for the rest of the season. And you know, I think, you know, both sides of the ball and even special teams are starting to find a rhythm, and that's pivotal, especially going into conference play. And you know, we're gonna, like we always do, we're gonna take it one day at a time. And you know, as these days kind of compile, eventually we'll kind of pick our heads up in December and see where we're at.
Thank you, Marcus.
Thank you.